Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my Enderal Let's Play. This is episode 2. Last time, we had a really exciting start. We had this nightmare in which we found out that essentially all of our family is dead. So we have a little bit of a haunted past. And then we talked to our friend, who we were both stowaways on this ship, and then we ended up having to fight these guys that were on the ship and were going to find us. And after the fight, this weird robed lady knocked us out and said something about, like, this had to happen so that future events could come to pass. So it seems like she's trying to shape our future in one way or another, lead us towards our destiny. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, it's not really quite clear right now. And then, after that all happened, the captain of the ship killed our friend and threw us overboard. And we washed up roughly here, and had this vision of the future, potentially. I believe that's us awakening our magic powers based off of what we learned from some of the books in the game. So that's kind of what's going on. A lot of stuff that seems like a lot of foreshadowing going on. But right now, it seems like our goal is to collect some plants and such, and make our way out of this whole valley here, or I don't know, valley's probably not the right word, but this whole area seems like a long but like kind of straightforward area, I think. I think it's still kind of linear level design, but we gotta collect some gourds. And I did notice that there was this corpse there. Oh, leather boots, that's actually armor. Okay. Yeah. I didn't have any armor yet. Well, I have my leather shield. So yeah, I guess we have 2 pieces of armor now, technically. So yeah, the story does seem to really be quite complicated. Don't really know exactly where it's going right now. Oh. Huh. It looks like some of these, Oh, it was the mushrooms, wasn't it? Okay, so some of the mushrooms you can pick up, but, like, some are just decoration. So we got all these gourds that I picked up, and okay, so gourds give us health regeneration, and then we need some of this mana fungi. So that's this stuff? Yeah, okay. I also believe we might have the requirements to level up, like at a perk point. So I'm gonna check this out. Do we? I think we have a memory point, yeah. So this gives 15% increased weapon damage, 10-second duration. This memory unlocks all warrior disciplines for you. You gain the talent Tempest, which raises your melee weapon damage for a short time. Yep. Okay, so then I don't know if these have like level requirements on them too, or if they're just like you just unlock them when you get the perk points. So the Keeper improve the effective defense techniques. Heavy armor and shields give more armor, okay. And then Vandal is 2-handed weapons, and I'm guessing this is one-handed? Yeah. And using 1 or 2 one-handed weapons. Okay. So both like regular one-handed and dual wield. I think I'm gonna want to take this middle tree for the armor and take the left tree for two-handed. kind of explained a little bit yesterday, last episode, about how your the precision mod, right? That makes it so that weapons have hitboxes that are sized appropriately for the weapon, and you can also hit multiple enemies per swing if you have a long weapon that has enough reach to hit all the enemies besides you. So I kind of do want to try to take two-handed, because those weapons will be larger and help me to hit multiple enemies at once. I kind of just want to like jump into a group of enemies and just cut them all down at once. So this seems like an interesting approach to lycanthropy. So you make wolf blood potions, and then those let you transform into a werewolf by drinking them. So your strength as a werewolf is calculated off your alchemy level and your stamina. So yeah, werewolves being tied to alchemy is kind of interesting. I might want to become a werewolf, maybe. That seems like a fun thing. I'm not too interested in magic. I think this is like conjuration of sorts that lets you make like either permanent summons or just like general summons. I don't know. And then what this is, like light armor, bow, oh, and lockpicking. And then that's sneaking rhetorics, which is basically like speech from Skyrim, and then pickpocketing. Okay. Yeah, so that's all interesting stuff, but I think we're done here for now. I am really excited to actually like get out of this area and like kind of start exploring, because that's kind of a fun thing to do in a lot of open world games, is just explore the world and fight lots of enemies, pick up lots of items, you know. Just gradually flesh your character out. Oh, this... That's like a one-time heal, if you find these, or maybe you can come back to it later, I don't know. But they're kind of like healing checkpoints, it seems like. So this is going to carry us downwards. This... It's just a tower. Oh. So that's a trap, but also there's something behind there in the shape of like the logo to the game. That's... I don't know what that is, but guess we should go find out. Oh, that's also an enemy. That's the oh, so it wants us to like try and like hit a wall to like attract his attention. Oh, come over here. Fight me. Oh. Get absolutely destroyed. Troll. It's a new troll model. I believe that was one of the mods that came in here. It looks more like gorilla-ish. It's kind of cool. What is up with like this game and putting like fresh human flesh on these like corpses that are like burnt or like shriveled up? Like, this man needs some lotion, but like we can just take his skin, take his flesh. 1 of 100 magical symbols collected. It just gives us experience. Ambrosia. Rusty sword? Dude, we just grab human flesh off of these corpses that are like 1,000 years old. Like, I don't... Like, what? Are we just like eating mummies? Is that a thing now? Oh, so this is the actual, like, iron dagger. Interesting. So the daggers that we found earlier were, like, they used the iron dagger model, kind of, but they weren't actually iron daggers. That's interesting. Yeah, because this uses, like, the actual, like, handle of the iron dagger from Skyrim for its model. But this is a completely different weapon. Like, it uses none of the assets from Skyrim, but it's the iron dagger. So this rusty sword actually does less damage than our crowbar, but I believe it's probably swings faster because it's a sword. Oh, these silver arrows are effective against undead. That's cool. Didn't we have... Yeah, Flame Bite, Mage Light, okay. Hold iron arrows. Oh, bow. That's, okay. I don't think we're supposed to be able to get up there, really. You could probably jump up there, but I don't think there's anything up there. Oh, the slide armor. Yay! We're actually getting, like, actual equipment. Still no, helmet or gloves, gauntlets, but this is an outfit. Look like an adventurer now. Before we just looked like a normal human, and now we look like an adventurer. Okay, so this is back outside then. Oh, hey little doggy. The wolves look nice. I know it's probably not friendly though. Look, considering there's a dead person right there. But yeah, I did get ooh. Stop. Okay. Oh, level up. Nice. Receive 5 learning points, 4 crafting points? Crafting points, okay. And 1 memory point. I think we go health. So what are we doing here? I don't know what we're doing here. I think it wanted us to open this menu, but I don't know what for. So, we have learning points, right? So we can, say, like, learn that. And then... we have memory points, so we can spend that if we meditate. Oh yeah, I don't know if I... Oh, I can't do it here, never mind. So we can go Juggernaut, so heavy armor and shields have 12% more armor. Or Vandal, which may makes two-handed weapons do 50% more damage. But we don't have a two-handed weapon or heavy armor at the moment. So I think we save it. Okay, so, Corpse of a Climber. This dude has gauntlets, but they're just gloves. Anyways, you probably actually saw this, when we did the wolf fight, but we have, the dodge mod working correctly, so, I can do little dodges, so that's what it looks like in first person. So yeah. Good way to get away from attacks. So it seems like we kind of have to jump off of here and then we can't come back. Might be worth making a save before we jump up there, jump down there. Alright. Wolf fight wasn't too hard, but oh yeah, bashing. Forgot about that. Forgot that exists. I don't often play with a shield in Skyrim. Like sometimes I do and I think it's fun, but oh hey. Why are you running? Oh, what the? Okay. The kill cams look really weird in first person sometimes. I was like, what am I doing? Did that... I was thinking that wolf, like, knocked me down or something at first, but... now it's just me, like, grabbing it and, like, picking it up and... doing that one kill cam where you, like... I don't know, stab it in the neck with your sword. Huh. There's some sort of, like, a ghost sound, maybe? I'm not sure if I like that. That's a little bit scary. We took, like, no damage from that last fight, though, which is good. I did get, like, a timed block off on one of the wolves, which is kind of like a little parry, so that's good. And I didn't... for some reason they didn't both attack me at the same time, even though they aggroed onto me. Sometimes it's actually really hard to see where the enemies are, like in the grass here, because like the grass is so tall with everything in here. Oh, mud crabs. I can take you, right? Or he's not even trying to fight back. Oh, now he's trying to fight back. I feel bad for just murdering crabs, but they give experience, so... if it gives experience, you were meant to fight it, right? I wonder if you get experience for, like, murdering random people, though. That would be kind of a bad thing, but, like... I'm definitely hearing, like, a ghost sound, like a wisp mother or something from Skyrim, but, like, that's... I don't know if we're ready for that. Heavy leather boots. Heavy leather boots. Is that actually heavy armor? Or maybe is it paused when we go into the... oh. The game isn't paused when we go into the menus. That's actually interesting. Okay, so we have a lantern now. Um, the heavy leather cuirass. That's a lot better. Oh wow, that's a lot more armor. Okay, and then how do we equip the lantern? Oh, I'm silly, it's just right here. Okay. So yeah, now we should be able to see a little bit better in this darkness. We had a torch before, but if you hold up a torch, like it'll eventually burn out, so I kind of didn't want to like waste my torch when I could see otherwise. So these guys aren't even trying to fight back. They're just like, they're just pinching at me. I guess with how precision is, like their pinches have like no reach because they're just little crabs. Which I mean, like it should make sense that you can kind of just murder crabs like they're nothing because it makes sense. But it's kind of funny when sometimes you play Skyrim and then like you do actually just get killed by a crab. Sometimes it's funny just because like they're a little crab and you're like this whole adventure wearing like this huge armor and then like this plate armor and then you just come up to a crab and you just get killed by it. Oh yeah, so this is there's a mod called Wade in Water that makes you actually like gradually slower the more of your body is submerged in the water. So that's why we're kind of like really slow when we go through here. I kind of hate how slow it makes you, but at the same time it is a very immersive mod. Oh, hey. Remember, we have to murder all the crabs to get maximum experience gains. It's, oh, and I didn't see this guy before. Old Vagrant Hood. And then this is back where the wolves were? Yeah. Right, so this Old Vagrant Hood, does that give any, it does, it's light armor, okay. So I think I do actually want to meditate, and then we can pick up the Juggernaut perk, get more heavy armor, which should be useful. I kind of only noticed this like after I was done editing the footage from the last video, but you actually have like the warrior and the thief and the mage, yeah, in the background of this whole meditation spot, which is really cool, because in Skyrim you just kind of open up a menu and they're there, but in this it's like an actual physical place that you go to get your perks. I think it's pretty cool. So onward then, looks like we're getting kind of out of this first little location. Oh, there's an actual person. Oh, what are you? It's like a weird like, it's like a dog, but it has horns, what? That's really interesting, okay. Random chest just sitting out here. Oh, increases armor. Okay. Encyclopedia Arcana Magic Part 4. I think we had Part 2 before. And then Vin, a geographical overview. Okay, so... Who are you?
Now would you look at that? I knew I'd seen someone scrambling in the mountains. What brings you here, my sir?
So none of your business, or that's a long story. I think I should be nice to him. That's a long story. Where am I here, and who are you?
Who am I? Finn de Lires, apothecarius by my path. Pleased to meet you. And you are at Sun Coast, in the south of Enderal. Where are you from? But wait, don't tell me. I know that accent. Nerim, isn't it?
There we go. Everything's locked up. At least for the night we should. Wait a second. Who's that?
Just an adventurer on his way. No reason to worry.
No reason to worry? For heck's sake, Finn. How do you know that this guy isn't with the bandits? You said you'd call me if anyone showed up. And now you're standing here, having a chat with him as if this were the bathing house of Ark.
Lo and behold, we are still alive. Now, is there anything else, Carbos?
I've got my eye on you. Touch any of our stuff, and you'll regret it. Unbelievable.
May I present Carbos, as he lives and breathes. Sorry about that just now. That's just how he is. In any case, if you don't need any more help, I'd suggest you move on. Follow the way east behind the dam house. It'll lead you to a village called Riverville. Ah, and here, take this. Truth be told, you don't look so healthy. Your eyes... well, whatever.
Dialogues labeled with knowledge grant you knowledge points? Okay. So it seems like we always want to pick those if they're available. So what about my eyes? What's your story? Can I trade some good? Okay. Knowledge. Can you tell me more about this region?
Well, what can I tell you? This is the Sun Coast, in the south of Enderal. A pretty peaceful area. Except for all the animals and bandits that have recently started going crazy. And, well, that's pretty much it. I think you should ask the people in Riverville if you want to know more. They certainly have some stories to tell. To an adventurer? If you ask me, what you need before you adventure anywhere is some good old-fashioned shut-eye. But yes, there are some places. The Three River Watch, for example, right there below the stone arch. It was once an old trading post, but now it's full of shady characters. Ah, and there's also a big Pyrian ruin south of it.
Okay, so it seems like once we get out of here we will be able to explore and get some more of those, like, random areas, kind of. Just little side areas, so I think we'll probably do some exploring around there before we really move on to more of the story stuff. Anyways, you said you were apothecarius by my path? What do you mean by my path?
By the Black Guardian. You really are an outlander, aren't you? My path is... well, it's just me path. My role designated to me by Malthus. A kind of calling, if you will.
Okay, so they actually, like, have jobs that they're assigned in life rather than getting to pick their own. A role designated by Malthus, you mean the gods assign your professions to you?
Not exactly. Malthus designates our place in society, generally the same one our fathers and forefathers occupied. I walk the path of the erudites, and there's also the manufacturers, the sublimes, and, of course, the pathless. Within these roles we are free to choose a profession, but certain vocations that are available to an erudite are not permitted to a manufacturer, which is one path below. However, below does not mean that it is in any way inferior. Everyone on Enderal does what they do best. And who would know better than the gods what exactly that is?
Okay, so it seems like they almost have a sort of like caste system, but the caste system doesn't necessarily like make anyone inferior, but then there's the pathless. So I'm guessing the pathless are like outcasts from society?
Men or women who have never received the path consecration, or those who have broken their path. Brigands, glimmer dust smugglers, murderers. Well, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense. But aren't you frustrated by being bound to that path? Don't you want to advance?
In the folly of my youth, I might have thought about it, yes. But then I realised that half of what goes wrong in this world has to do with the desire to advance. I am interested in living the righteous path, and to contribute to the preservation of my people. That's enough for me, and only the faithful will be granted the eternal paths upon death.
Okay, eternal paths, so like they think that they won't go to heaven, basically, unless they follow their jobs. Interesting. In Nehrum, there's a rumor that the gods are dead.
And over here, there's a rumour that the Golden Queen has a weakness for men in gowns. Seriously, be careful with that kind of gossip. I know you don't mean any harm, but there are a few who might consider it heresy.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely don't want to be a heretic. That's how you get burned as a witch. Just an idea yourself.
Maybe. But if I look at other countries, even within the civilized world, it's hard to find a people as peaceful as ours.
Interesting. So what about my eyes?
There's something peculiar about you. I don't know how else to say it. I would examine you myself, but we don't have the right equipment with us. So if I were you, I'd ask a priest in Riverville to have a look at you. Who knows? Maybe you caught something in that temple.
So maybe that's our like our awakening as a mage, kind of. That's arcane fever setting on would probably be it, I guess. I don't know, do people... Like, I don't know a whole lot of the lore of the game, but like maybe people don't get arcane fever unless they're already like attuned to magic? Or maybe they just do, I don't know. But I think it would probably only be people that are like mages, so it wouldn't be a very common thing. So maybe this guy just doesn't know about it very much because he doesn't have much experience with mages, and so that's why he like thinks we look sick, but he doesn't quite know. So that's interesting. So what's your story? Why are you here?
Us? Oh, nothing spectacular, I'm afraid. We gather herbs, but tomorrow we're going back north, to League. You should stop by one day if you're in the area. Someone who scours Pyrian ruins and survives could surely be useful to the apothecary and help us find some things.
Scours Pyrian ruins and survives, and literally the only thing in there was like a mud elemental, and it wasn't even like that. I mean, it was kind of strong, but not that bad of a fight. And I am playing on master difficulty, by the way, which makes the game a little bit harder. It's like the second difficulty from the top. I figured I didn't want to go with the hardest right from the beginning, but this is kind of like the hard difficulty, I guess. So yeah, but not quite the very hard. Can I trade some goods with you? I found some things in the ruins.
Yeah, why not? Show me what you've got. Maybe I have some things you can use.
Okay, buy or sell an item by selecting and pressing F. You can switch between your inventory and the merchant's. The inventory of merchants gets refilled after a few days. Okay. Oh, ambrosia. I think we picked up one of those in the ruins, so that decreases our arcane fever, so it's probably important to keep some of those. Health potions, learning books. Oh. So it's kind of worth getting learning books so that we can, like, level up our skills, but at the same time, I don't really have a whole lot of money. Ooh, and then ambrosia is expensive too. Okay. We can probably sell some of, like, this random stuff, like the iron daggers are better than the knives, so I can sell, like, the 3 knives that I have. Oh. They literally only give me, like, one gold per... Yeah, no, some of this stuff just seems like it's kind of, like, worthless, basically. Yeah, no, like, none of my stuff is really worth anything. Except maybe blue quartz, which you think would be worth quite a bit, is just like 8 gold. And those books are like, what, like 49 a piece? Yeah, okay, that's just too much. Oh, okay. That's it for now. Thanks for your help.
Don't mention it. I wish you a quick recovery and safe roads. Walk blessed. Carbos, do we need the still tomorrow? Or can I clean all the tools?
Blazes, Finn,
Oh.
I'm playing. Don't bother me.
Yeah, he was sure playing that. Oh. Okay.
By the righteous path! What happened to you? You look as if you've met the Black Guardian himself.
Yes, I suddenly have this kind of fever. Do you have any idea what it could be?
Fever? Well, there could be many causes. Wait a moment. I think I still have some grunt root. That should be enough to ease your pain, at least for now. Take a seat at the fire. The warmth might help you.
Okay.
Hate strangers.
Well,
He's doing it
if the
again.
strangers are about to die of fever, then yes. There was that oath we swore once, remember? To help the afflicted, to...
Whatever.
Thank you.
So can he not play the instrument while he's talking or something? He just, like, lets it hang there and it just defies gravity. Okay. Anyways, let's sit down in the, like, one chair.
Scruntrudes. Ah, here we go.
You can actually, like, hear our heartbeat. Wow. They're really laying on the effects for this one.
So, let's see. Sheer cap, some water. Ha! Done. I can't make any promises, but...
Finn, the still.
Explosion. I'm not sure.
That's great.
Ha ha. Do something, damn it! Do something! Oh. Oh, sod it.
Finn, do I really have to watch every step you take? That was a fucking close call.
Hey, I'm sorry, alright. We'll pick up a new one in Ark.
Yeah, and you're paying for it. Here I thought this bloody day couldn't get any worse.
This day isn't getting any better. Here, drink this. It'll help you.
Okay, so something really weird happened there. I guess, like, some magic that caused it to not explode in all of our faces? I don't know. That's strange. Okay. Uncorked bottle.
See? You already look a lot better. Still, you should let a priest take a look at that fever as soon as possible. The grunt root potion will wane in a few days.
Thanks, but what in blazes just happened there?
What? You mean the still? Bad quality. And too much heat, I'd wager. But, whatever will be, will be.
But the explosion, the voices, They were yours.
Explosion? I'm not sure I follow.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Finn Dalleries. Died in 8234. Cause of death, exploding still.
Ha ha. Look, I really don't know what you're talking about. Maybe...
Wait a second. What was that?
So was it us that did that? That stopped the explosion?
I could have sworn I saw something moving over there. Oh, shit!
Oh.
What the? Carbos!
Right in the neck.
They've hit me, Finn. Those bastards. They've hit me.
Carbos! Do something, damn it!
Okay.
Now look at that. Our mysterious survivor has awoken.
Okay, yeah, this game is just... Like, you think that everything is just going, like, fine and it's chill, and then just, like, something really turns the tables on you. Dang, so, like, both of them dead. And they were, like, the first nice people we met in Enderal. Wow. Anyways, Jaspar. Delverek. Where am I? Who are you?
Jaspar Matumiel Delveric. Jaspar for short. And you, my friend, are at my very own campsite. Before you ask, yes, the bandits killed both of the apothecary. The only reason you're still alive is that the impact of the explosion threw you right into the thicket. Most of your injuries are only superficial, but your fever, well, that's a different story.
How do you know about the apothecary? Were you there when they were attacked?
I was on the perimeter. And no, I didn't help, for two reasons. One, I was outnumbered. Two, I'm quite fond of my entrails. I wish I had a more heroic answer, but I don't. Sorry.
Is that a wolf howling? Huh. Anyway. Wait, what do you know about my fever?
Quite a lot, actually. You're suffering from Arcanist's fever. Honestly, I'm surprised the old apothecarius didn't see that. Let me guess, you're suddenly capable of doing things you previously knew only from the bard songs, right? You're unusually strong, you have reflexes like a cat, and drinking potions or any kind of magically infused substance leaves a bitter afterglow in your head.
Yes.
Well then, congratulations. Your magical talent just blossomed. A bit late, given your age, but it happens. Put simply, the fever is a result of your body not being able to cope with it. That's not much of a problem for now, but if you don't let an Arcanist treat you sometime soon, things are going to get grim.
So an Arcanist will be able to cure this fever?
Contain it, not cure it. From here on out, you're always going to be a little more sensitive than someone without magical gifts. But that's tolerable compared to what your magic will allow you to do.
I just noticed that there's like a whole grass ship in the background. It's a little bit far away, so it's not loaded in fully, but that is kind of cool. Knowledge. What do you mean by a little sensitive?
Prone to certain conditions. As I said, your fever will get worse if you drink healing potions, but you'll also be a lot more susceptible to nightmares and those kinds of things. Also, you should be very cautious of areas with magical contamination, such as Thalgard in the east.
Yeah, we know about being sensitive to nightmares. If I contain the fever but let it get worse, what are the consequences?
At first, diffuse headaches, general unease. Later on, your eyesight will blur, your limbs will grow weak, and you'll get a maddening itch all over your body. If you leave it untreated for too long, you'll either die or turn into an Orbaya.
Wait, it can kill me? Then what's an Orbaya?
Yes, it can kill you. Everything has its price, as the wise hermit likes to say. And an Orbaya is basically a giant undead version of yourself with tumors and pus all over your body. Just never let the fever get too bad.
Okay, yeah, I definitely want to be undead, and have tumors and pus all over me. That doesn't sound fun at all. Are there any other remedies?
Well, there's ambrosia, but for an uncontained fever, it'll only postpone the symptoms. Later, you can drink it whenever the fever gets worse. The stuff looks and tastes like undead sweat, and is bloody expensive, but it's the only thing that really helps.
Huh. And what about these visions? Are they also caused by the fever?
You have visions?
For lack of a better word, yes. Ever since I've had this fever, I get these strange premonitions of things that are just about to happen. Are they also a symptom?
Not that I know of. The only visions I've ever had are those that come along with a good pipe of peaceweed. You know what? As I said, someone needs to contain your fever as soon as possible. And as it happens, I know people. But in return, I want you to tell me everything. What did you do in that temple? And what's the story with those visions? I can't put my finger on it, but there's something strange about you, and that intrigues me. What do you say?
Treatment for information? Alright.
Well, then, the stage is yours. I see. My condolences for your loss. So, let me summarize. You somehow survived getting thrown into the open sea, and while you were half dead, had this dream in which you saw burnt bodies and a blinding light?
Yes, but it wasn't just a dream. It was more like a memory. The temple I saw in it was the same as the one in the valley.
Huh. And you also said that your magic didn't develop gradually, as it usually does, but all at once, right?
Right after I washed up on the shore, yes, together with those visions.
Well, that's quite the story. I guess you know how absurd it sounds, but for some reason I believe you. I've met a lot of liars in my life, and you aren't one of them. Alright, it's settled then. I'll introduce you to my employer and ask him to treat you. Before we leave, however, there's something else I need to take care of, and I could use a hand. The sooner we get that done, the sooner we can make for Ark.
What's Ark?
Ark? The capital of this country? Walls high as towers of iron-hard stone rest alone in the mountains in granite enthroned, never decaying, the ages surveying, guarded by Malphus, and blah 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 blah, and so on and so forth. You're going to see it soon.
Alright, I want to know more. Who is this employer of yours?
Well, aren't you curious? I work for the Holy Order.
The Holy Order? You mean the Enforcers of the Lightborn?
Yeah, but they're more than just a military unit here. Enderal belongs to Malphus, the guardian god, and the Order answers directly to him. In other words, they're calling the shots here. No king, no queen, no council. Just an order of noble warriors, always looking so stern and joyless that you might think they're struggling with constipation.
So, this order is supposedly taking orders from the gods. That seems kind of like they might be abusing their power a little bit. Like, just saying, like, oh yeah, the gods told me to do this. You know, but then that might also be true. Who knows? Anyways. What if I want to do this on my own?
Up to you. But without me accompanying you, the guards won't let you into the Sun Temple in Ark. And that's the only place you can get your fever treated.
Okay. Alright, I'll help you. The faster I get rid of this fever, the better.
Splendid. You'll need some information before you can help me, though. I take it the fact that Vin has seen better times hasn't eluded your attention, has it? For the last 2 years, there have been wars and unrest everywhere. And even though in Enderal there's officially peace, there are peculiar things happening here, too. Normally docile animals and fakirs attacking wanderers in the open. The dead awakening in hordes. It's unsettling, to say the least. The strangest thing, however, is the Red Madness.
Do you think the chaos could be in any way related to the rumors about the Lightborn's death? Everyone in Nehrim talks about them.
Yeah, the rumors. I've heard them too. And I could indeed imagine that they're true, and that there's a connection, yes.
And you actually believe that someone did kill the gods, the Lightborn?
As I said, maybe. If you ask me, the Lightborn were never more than imposters anyway. False gods.
What do the Enderalians think about that?
Well, they usually leave the thinking to their holy order. And they, of course, deny everything. But as much as I hate to say it, maybe it's better this way, at least for now. A spiritual crisis is the last thing this country needs at the moment.
And here I thought the Enderalians were the most pious people in the civilized world.
Oh, I'm hardly representative. I've seen that a long life is only one of the things powerful magic can achieve. And the false deity theory isn't that new, after all, is it? Seriously, say the Lightborn really are as mighty as the revelations say they are. Wouldn't they have the power to call down lightning on me right here and right now, to punish me for my insolence? No. The Lightborn were immortal kings, and that's all. At least, that's how I see it. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Still waiting for that lightning.
We're going to get along just fine. But we digress.
Right, you mentioned something about a red madness.
Yeah. It's some kind of mental illness that makes people lose their mind. Just a couple of weeks ago, there was a smith in Ark who butchered his entire family.
Ooh.
He was drunk, but that doesn't explain why he screamed things like "Fear the light" while he was doing it. Or a young woman of noble path who set her own house on fire while her family was asleep. Now, you might say that these kinds of things happen, but by now there have been more than a dozen incidents in a very short period of time. The fact that the afflicted's eyes glow red while they go rampant has made people call the disease the Red Madness. Thing is, some weeks ago it happened again, only this time it was a magister from the Holy Order itself.
Okay, so this seems bad, but also if we go back to like what we learned last episode, like we either murdered our family or our family were murdered by a strange group of individuals. So like maybe this happened to us? Who knows? The plot thickens. A magister.
A teacher who instructs the novices aspiring to become keepers. His name was Yarrow, a man with more than 60 winners on his back.
What did he do?
Well, according to the sole survivor, he entered the teaching room that day as usual, but instead of giving his lecture on alchemy, he gave a strange kind of speech where he kept going on about how mankind is corrupted and that it has succumbed to the void. Then his eyes started glowing, he locked the door, and blew himself up in a magical explosion.
That's horrible.
Yes, it is.
So, what's your role in all this? You said you work for the Holy Order, but I take it you're no monk.
I'm not one for vows and austerity, so no, I'm no keeper. My specialty is recovering lost things. Treasures, tomes, memories, and the like. And the Order hired me to do just that. They want to know how a man like Yarrow could fall victim to the Red Madness. And thus, if there's something like a pattern to this malady.
You're after his motives, but how can I help you with that? I don't know anything about that magister.
Doesn't matter. Yarrow grew up in a small village not far from here, and according to the Order, he visited it quite often after his partner died. What I want your help with is finding clues as to why he did what he did. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan.
Great! First of all, I want you to travel to Riverville and talk to an old man named Alfred, a childhood friend of Yarrow's. Ask him what he makes of the incident, and whether he has any explanation for it. Secondly, a farm boy told me that he saw Yarrow throw something into the sea during his last visit there. The winds have been blowing inland the last couple of days, so go search the shoreline and see if it washed up. I myself will take a look at the house Yarrow grew up in. Ah, and here. This is a map of the region. Yarrow's house is at the blue dot. So, unless there's anything else, I'd say let's step to it. Just meet me at the farm when you're done.
Alright. If a quest objective is marked with one or more stars, they indicate the difficulty of said quests. and at the same time the level you should have for the quest. 1 star, very easy, 2 easy, 3 medium, 4 hard. Okay. That makes sense. So the Butcherbark Volume 1 followed fire. Backpack right here. Lesser Soul Gem in there. Ooh, bed. You can sleep. Pumpkin. Okay. Do pumpkins also give us health regen? Like the satiates for 90 seconds and provides a long-lasting health regeneration out of combat. Cooked meals provide increased regeneration. Okay.
Huh?
Let's see. You said your job is recovering lost things. Does that mean you're some kind of treasure hunter?
Treasure hunter. That has a nice ring to it. But, But let's just say I help people to fulfill certain materialistic desires of theirs, just like the Holy Warden who brings back the lost shoe to the maiden. Only the maiden pays me to do it. And I have a more flexible conscience, so to speak.
The mysterious sellsword. I like that.
You do? That's good. But let's save the socializing for later, okay? Usually I am always in for a good talk, but for now let's focus on the mission.
You said your name is Jespar Metumiel Delveric. Isn't Dal a title of nobility here in Enderal?
Huh. Well observed. Yes, I am indeed sublime by my path, but please, just ignore that, will you? I'm not a big fan of titles. Most of the time, they're just a means for boring people to feel superior towards others.
Okay.
Keep your chin up.
So we have... Let's see. So this would be leading us down for that house and such, as it looks like. Okay, so that's... Talk with Hero's childhood friend, Myriad Tower, Suncoast, and then it's the strong box down there. Oh, so that's the tower, isn't it? Okay. So this wolf who was howling earlier while we were talking is right now. Okay, long path down there, so that's where we need to go then. And then this looks like it's some sort of a oh, so this is just this is by the mill where we were at before. Old Dam Lookout and Artichoke. Okay. So that uses like the same model for the Briar Heart from Skyrim. That's interesting. So yeah, this is just where we were before. Oh, okay, so there's a bandit now. That makes sense. It's just like everything. Okay, the kill cams really don't work too amazingly. I might have to figure out how to change them a little bit so that they're not quite so the camera isn't quite so bad. But that iron sword is a little bit better. Does 1 more damage. So only slightly better, but something. So they Badge of the Apothecary, okay. I don't know if that's important, or like if we can sell that for a pretty penny or something like that. Some books, some alcohol. Peace weed. That's what Jaspar was talking about earlier. Cabos. He also has an ice armor. I'll just take that just in case. Wow, this is actually like quite pretty. The stone textures and like the water are really nice, and I believe those plants are also new textures. So yeah, it's a lot to make this area prettier. Besides, it's also daytime now instead of nighttime like it was before, so really pretty. Do we still have our lantern equips? We do, yeah. Not that it was changing the lighting all that much, but it probably just doesn't need to be equipped. Lots of quartz here, that's interesting. Oh. What are you? Oh, a fleshless lost one. The model for this is actually so good compared to like the default like skeletons in Skyrim. Sharp woodcutter's axe, that might be useful. Okay, wow, okay. So some sort of undead. I think we saw one of those... Oh, an ice claw. I think we saw one of those, like, skeletons, one of those fleshless lost ones that was dead back near the temple. But I was like, why is this skeleton called a fleshless lost one? So yeah, I guess that's the undead in this game, or lost ones, maybe? I don't know. That's certainly interesting. So we did just get an ice claw, so one more carry weight. That's nice. I guess they kind of hoped that you would like explore this place after you first got out of the area. So they purposefully put more items there for you to find. It is really nice how this game rewards you for exploring off the beaten path, which I kind of talked about that in the last episode when we were like still in the nightmare in the beginning. But yeah, it does really seem like they're trying to reward people for exploring the game. Okay, so I guess now we would be going off exploring the area kind of beyond this camp. Though I suppose it is worth checking if there's an interior to this building, because it does seem like there's a door here. Yeah, so I think I'll explore this area quickly, and then maybe end the episode off, because it is a little bit over an hour at this point. So yeah. Oh. Spider. Arachnophobia warning, I guess. Cool. Okay. Whew. Okay, so that kill cam actually worked correctly. We're taking poison damage. Oh no, oh no. Is that gonna stop? We might need to drink a health potion so it doesn't kill us. Very slow drain for that health potion, or poison. 2 of the same book in the chest. Oh. Oh, we're still taking... Oh. Those last like a significantly long amount of time. Oh no, because they stacked. Do we just have to keep drinking health potions? I don't know, we might not live this. Unless there's like some sort of an antidote in here somewhere. Okay, no, we're finally done with the poison. Wow. Okay, that was a lot of damage. Had to drink 2 health potions just so it wouldn't kill us, and we had to eat some food to unlock our health regen. I guess I could start to try to maybe like get some potions made. That might be useful. Oh, so this is... Oh, so you could have used the ballista to ignite that and then it would have... Okay. Recipe for ambrosia, baldress root, and fin root. That's a useful thing to have, it seems. Because, that is, like, unimportant item. We don't have an iron shield yet, do we? Iron war axe. Recipe for wolf blood. Oh, fog sponge and wolf claw. Oh, so those fog sponges that I picked up earlier are a good thing to have. And iron boots. Okay. Getting a lot of nice upgrades here. So that's. Oh no, we have heavy. Oh well, we have heavy leather, but iron is a little bit better. And then our iron shield is also better. And then the sharp woodcutter's axe actually does 8 damage, which is just a little bit better than the iron sword. But our iron war axe does 9. That seems like it's worth equipping, probably. Oh, okay. Spider prey? Okay. I didn't realize this place was gonna be, like, abandoned and, infested with spiders. Oh, okay, so that's... Let me use that chain, and then... Oh! Okay, a little secret room in here. Alright. I don't know if nails will be useful for anything, but I'm grabbing some of them. Heavy leather cuirass. We already have... That's what we're currently wearing, right? We honestly don't have a whole lot more carry weight, so I'll have to be careful with what I pick up. Spell tome for psychosis. New magical symbol. Flowers and alchemy ingredient. Life potion, mana flex potion, so that gives us faster mana regen. And a penny soul gem. Alright, so we might have to like find someone to sell some of this stuff off because I'm getting pretty full on carry weight. but we now know how to craft Ambrosia and Wolfblood. So Wolfblood needs Fog Sponge and Wolf Claw. So do we have we have Fog Sponge 19. We have 4 Wolf Claws, okay. Oh yeah, like claws of... At first when it said Wolf Claw I figured it was probably like a plant that's like in the shape of a claw or something. But no, it's like an actual wolf's claw. That makes sense. Okay, so we need actual wolf claws in order to make those potions. So the more wolves we kill, the better, actually. So that should be useful, though that one alchemy station did get destroyed, so we can't go there now and make potions. But looks like that's about where I want to end this video off. So next episode we'll probably follow along this path, down along to there, I guess, over near that tower and the town down there. So yeah, that seems like the right place to end this. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. If you have any comments, criticisms of how I've presented this, please leave it down in the comments. I really do appreciate any feedback, and see you all in the next video.